Hi, this is Shirley Lucas. So I'm your resident psychologist, and in my channel, I'll be discussing anything about mental health, life, and healing. Okay, so our topic, no, in this video is all about mental health. Okay, so I'm sure marami tayong naririnig na it's okay not to be okay. Okay, so yung mga depression, anxiety, all those things, no, in social media, and in internet. Okay, so but in our topic for today, or in our topic in this video, I'll be discussing ano ba ang tamang mental health professional, no? Depende sa kung ano yung nararamdaman mo or ano yung manifestation mo. Okay? And at the same time, we're going to answer as well yung mga tinatanong sa akin ng mga kliyente ko na kailan ba dapat tayo nagsisik ng isang mental health professional, or ano ba ang tamang mental health professional para sa atin. Okay? And at the same time, we're gonna answer as well, no? Ano ba yung mga factors that can affect our mental health? Okay, so hindi lang yan basta maiisip mo lang, no? Maraming mga factors yan, or maraming mga, let's say, sabihin na natin na pwedeng mag-deteriorate, no? Or pwedeng, let's say, sabihin natin will aggravate or mitigate our mental health, okay? Or mental health issue. Okay? So, but first, we're gonna define ano ba ang mental health. Okay, so according to American Psychological Association, okay, so mental health, it is a state of mind characterized by emotional well-being, good behavioral adjustment, relative freedom from anxiety, disabling symptoms, a capacity to establish constructive relationship, and cope with ordinary demands and stresses of life. So meaning, madali tayong mag-bounce back. Okay, so meron tayong yung emotional well-being natin is maayos, no? Dun sa ordinary, or let's say ordinary and demands and stresses of life. So what do they mean by that? So when you say ordinary, okay, yun yung tipong parang na-traffic ka, okay? Or let's say sabihin natin may konti lang kayong let's say disagreement, okay? So ng katrabaho mo or kausap mo. So madali kang mag-bounce back doon. But the thing is, there are some situation, no, let's say yung pandemic before nung last year, no, March 2020, when the pandemic hit, no, dito sa Pilipinas, yung nangyari na yon, it's not ordinary. Okay? So yung reaction ng kalimitan sa atin that we're having, we're anxious, no? Ano ba ang nangyayari? Nakamamatay ba to or something, no? So that is a natural response, no? In let's say in an unnatural event. So meaning natural na response po iyon sa isang bagay na hindi naman, totally nangyayari or bago or overwhelming. So anything that is, overwhelming, no, changes in our life, no, we can have, let's say, yung anxiety na yon, it's a natural response. Okay, so of course hindi natin alam kung anong nangyayari. Okay, so but of course, if it is, let's say, hindi pa tayo naka-adjust, no? Most of us right now is naka-adjust na with the pandemic, got vaccinated, ganyan, no? So but if you're still having this kind of manifestation, no, or this kind of symptoms of anxiety, prolonged na siya, then it's time for you to seek a mental health professional. Okay? Baka meron na siyang underlying, no, issues that needed to be addressed. Okay? So, and also, according to American Psychological Association, if we're gonna define mental health, okay, so it's more than the absence of mental disorder. It includes concepts such as subjective well-being, perceived efficacy, autonomy, competence, and the achievement of one's intellectual and emotional potential. So hindi lang po ito yung basta wala kang mental disorder o wala kang mental issue. Ito rin yung tipong tinatawag na nag-actualize ka. Okay? So meaning you're growing emotionally, intellectually, no, of your dun sa potential mo. So of more than yung pwede mo pang i-achieve, no, more than your potential. Okay? And ano naman yung mga factors, okay, so ng mental health, or let's say sabihin natin that can affect our mental health. Okay, so una is genetic and biological factors. So ano ba yung genetic or biological factor? So ito yung tipong namamana. no? So yung for example sa pamilya natin merong cancer, no? Meron tayong kapamilya may cancer. So parang I'm not saying automatic, but kung hindi ka mag-iingat, no, pwedeng let's say, manifest sa'yo yung sakit na yon, okay? Because meron na sa pamilya nyo. So that is genetics, no, namamana. So with regards naman to mental health, yes, namamana din po siya, or let's say sabihin natin na nahahawa. If there are someone in your family, no, who is, let's say, clinically depressed, no, or has, let's say, talagang meron talaga siyang clinical mental disorders, no. So if you are not let's say, if you're not setting boundaries with that person, no, and if you're also not taking care of yourself, okay, and if that person as well is not, undergoing therapy or medication, no, to better yung mental health niya, now it can sabihin natin, it can not necessarily mahawa, but it can also sabihin natin na pass on to us, no? Or parang pwede rin tayong somehow maapektuhan, no? Nung ganon. So another thing is, if you have, let's say, one mental disorders is if you have schizophrenia, no, in the family, that is high likely, no, someone in the family that might also get it, no, o yung parang sabihin natin na genetic factors, okay? So pwedeng mamana, alright? And then the second is social or environmental factors. So ano ba yung social and environmental factors na yan? So yung social and environmental factors, as what I've said kanina, no, kung merong someone na clinically diagnosed, no, with mental disorder in the family, so it can also affect us, no, especially if we're not setting boundaries, no. And it's not just only that they have mental disorder, but if you are, let's say, exposed in an environment which is abusive, no, away dito, away doon, very stressful work environment, no, so it can also deteriorate, or it can also, let's say, sabihin natin, aggravate our mental issues, okay? So pwedeng, if you have, let's say, sabihin natin, underlying factors, no, or predisposing factors ang tawag namin na mental issues, okay, if you have, let's say, haven't healed from your past trauma or something like that, now it can aggravate, no, your mental issues. Now, and then last factor would be the psychological factors. Yung psychological factor, ito naman yung psychological makeup mo, no? Okay, so we have, let's say, if you're familiar with the big five or yung ocean, yung openness, no, conscientiousness, extraversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. So when it comes dun sa big five na yon, ang pinaka, let's say, tinitignan talaga, no, if you are highly likely to get, let's say, to get affected, no, or let's say sabihin natin to have a mental issues, no, or mental health problems. Of course, all of us naman, no, nobody's immune, sabi nga ng mentor ko. So ang ipinitignan talaga namin doon is yung neuroticism. Kung mataas ba yung neuroticism? Ano ba yung neuroticism? Yun yung para bang you're always gravitating onto negative thinking, no? Palaging negative yung iniisip. Yung mga tipong taong lahat ng solusyon may problema siya, no? But of course, syempre, pwede naman niyang baguhin, no? Kailangan lang we need to be aware, okay? And we need to, let's say, parang the way you take care of your body is the same as you take care of your mind, no? Kailangan mo talaga na pagsikapan, no, na not to get affected as much as possible, or to bounce back, no, with the issues, no, and the problems going on in your life, no, and putting a solution on that. Okay, so of course, we know naman yung kasabihan that there's no health without mental health. So as what I've said kanina, the way you treat your body is the same as you treat your mind. So if you want a healthy body, no, you exercise and you eat healthy food, no, every day. So same goes with your mental health. So if you want to have a good mental health, okay, or if you want to have, parang in the full capacity, no, of your mind, is to avoid feeding yourself with negative, let's say, negative around, no, medias or people, no, those things. So kailangan din nating mag-diet when it comes to social media, especially kung yung pina-follow natin is not necessarily helping our mental health, okay? And at the same time, doing some exercise, no, meditation, being mindful to our surroundings and to our reactions as well. Okay? So, mental health is not a destination but a process. So, hindi porket na natapos na yung session mo sa psychologist mo, no, you're feeling okay na, so okay ka na, no? It's not that. So, as what I've said, no, the way you treat your body is the same as you treat your mind. So, it's not necessarily okay ka na after your session. You also need to take care of your mental health. So, and as much as possible, not to constantly expose yourself, no, to negative people, no, to negative habits, no, to those things that could deteriorate or that could, babalik ka na naman doon sa kung saan ka nag-heal. Okay? So you also need to really be aware na mental health, no, it's not necessary na parang pag okay yung nararamdaman mo, okay ka na. No, you need to constantly take care of it. Okay? And it's not about how you drive. It's about how you drive, not where you're going. Okay? So now, ang question is, ano ba ang tamang mental health professional para sa akin? So, if you want to take medication, no? Okay, so you need to seek a psychiatrist. Okay? But if you want to, let's say, build a healthy habit, no, or let's say addressing, no, your issues or putting or let's say sabihin natin na bringing some clarity in your mind, then you need to seek a psychologist, no? So yung psychiatrist po kasi, this is actually my take, no, on medication. Of course, kanya-kanya yan. So it's your body, it's your mind, it's your right. Okay? So if you don't want to take medication, it's all right. But there are some instances kasi that kapag hindi mo na kaya yung symptoms mo, no? For me, the way I see medication kasi is parang painkiller lang yan. Pag hindi mo na kaya yung symptoms mo or yung nararamdaman mo, then it's all right to take medication. But medication and psychotherapy, it goes hand in hand, no? Until such time na hindi mo na kailangan mag-medicate. Kasi it's hard naman to be on medication for a long period of time. But of course, as what I've said, it's your body, it's your right. Nasa sa'yo yan if you want to take it, no? Now, when it comes naman dun sa psychologist, ano ba yung tamang psychologist para sa akin? So, know your psychologist well, no? Kung, let's say, ang problem mo is about marriage, no? Then seek a psychologist that counsels, no, couples, no, or ang expertise niya is more on a family therapy or marriage therapy. So if you want, let's say, if you have, let's say, series of, not necessarily series, but if you have issues of abuse, no, or trauma, then seek a psychologist that specializes on trauma. Okay? Now, if you have, let's say, sabihin natin, it's not just about depression or anxiety. It's ano yung nagpo-cause noon, no? Ano yung pinanggagalingan, no? So, if you also have, let's say, sabihin natin ADHD, mga gano'n, then seek a psychologist that specializes on that. Okay? But this is just my take on it, no? Focus more, no, dun sa issues rather than your symptoms. So meaning, ano ba yung issues na ngayon sa buhay ko, no, that I need to be sorted out, no? Ano yung to have clarity, no? So that malaman mo kung sino ba yung tamang psychologist para sa iyo. It's not just only about having depression or anxiety, but the thing is, what's causing your depression and anxiety? Okay? So that you will save time, no, you will save energy, and you will save money.